Happy Friday, guys. Hey, I am here to talk a little bit more about my SIBO journey. Many of you know, and if you're in my nutrition group, know that I have battled with gut issues for the last 25 years. Cleaned up my diet when I was 20 and got even better when I was 25, and then had 2 kids, and I just kind of kept improving it. And my gut health was never as perfect as I thought it should be. It didn't match the way I was living my lifestyle. So, and then a lot of you know that I had cancer in 2015. So I wanted to talk about testing today, and a new test that is out there that I have just ordered. Actually, my old chiropractor, Dr. Josh Farrell, who is coming back to Texas, which I'm super excited about. He actually was one of the first people I did like food sensitivity testing and things like that. So I'm going to share with you some of the testing that I've done and the new test that they have now for those of us that are dealing with, and you know what I'm talking about. Like if you are somebody that still eats the standard American diet and you have multiple issues, right? Or you maybe you drink alcohol often, and you have gut issues. My first suggestion is to clean up your health, right? Clean up your diet. I have a 21-day whole food cleanse. I've had hundreds of people do that, probably even more than that before I even put it into an ebook. But it's an ebook form. It's like 20 pages long. I give you ideas for breakfast, lunch, dinner, kind of take you through what to do in a 21-day cleanse, but it's an all-you-can-eat whole food cleanse, okay? So it's literally something that I've done the last few years, well, not few years, probably even more than that. So it's something that I used to do quarterly, and it kind of started with Dr. Farrell, and then I made my own version of it, just based on my, research and the things I was trying to do for my health. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website. It's mosaicfitnut.com. and go to my shop, and it says the 21-day whole food cleanse. Click on that, and if you're not in my nutrition group, private message me or just put a message down below. I'm just starting to do these lives a little bit more, so I forget the lingo. But basically, you can put me in your nutrition group. It's called Mosaic Nutrition. You can go to it. You can. It's a closed group, but like if I see your name, I'll just add you to it and stuff like that. And we are in there. I share like recipe ideas, how to eat a whole food lifestyle, and just all kinds of other things. There's like grocery lists if you're going to do the cleanse and all the goods. So let me share with you this new test first, and then I'll talk about some of the old testing that I've done, because I had a girl message me yesterday. She was an old friend from college, and she's like, I have all these gut issues and I don't know what to do, and I keep going to the ER and I keep going to the doctor and it's not getting any better. Like, what do I do? And so I kind of shared with her some things, and she still eats like the standard American diet. So that would be number 1, clean up your diet. Some people will then go and spend a lot of money on doing testing and to find out, am I allergic to food? Do I have allergies? Do I have food sensitivities? I'm sure you guys have heard about these. So I did that too in 2011. I went and had blood work done. I did stool testing. I did all that kind of stuff because I didn't want to take supplements. Not supplements, but medication. And there was really no medication for what I had. I had IBS, but I mainly had constipation. I didn't have the other ones. So they had a pill for IBSD, but not IBSC. So, but now we're finding out that, number 1, there's like 95% of people who are diagnosed with, IBS and all those different food things, have SIBO. And so the thing is, it's not about food avoidance. Food avoidance is never going to solve the problem, especially when you've cleaned up your diet. So if you've cleaned up your diet, and if you're somebody, you're like drinking a lot of water every day, clean water, you're getting a ton of fiber, you're eating lots of healthy organic fruits and vegetables, you're doing healthy fats in your diet, like nuts and seeds and avocados and olives and all the good stuff, You might be taking in some coconut oil and things like that, but not to excess, because that's still going to be processed food. And if you're somebody that eats meat, that you're focusing on, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished meats. Okay, so if that's you, and you still have gut issues, this is the test you probably need. It's called IBSSure, and you can get it from Vitality Wellness. Now, here's the thing. You have to have a practitioner order it. So chiropractors are usually a great resource. I know for me, I've had many chiropractors in the past that, a lot of them have partnerships with supplement companies and things like that, and they will set up an account and then they can get this test for you. And so I'm in that process right now. I don't have the test yet, but once I get it, then you go down and you get the blood work done, and it screens you for these 2 antibodies, IgG antibodies. Okay, so that's basically going to show you there may be a delay in your food sensitivity. So when you have an allergy, you might eat something like shellfish and you blow up, right? You get hives, you get itchy, like that's an immediate reaction. It's called an IgE allergy, okay? An IgG allergy is something that's delayed usually. So there's usually something that's affecting the gut, okay? In particular, the ileocecal valve. So the ileocecal valve is like the doorway between your small intestine and your large intestine, okay? So that valve sometimes will, has all kinds of nerves in it and things like that. And so there is a protein, it starts with a V, and I don't want to forget the word, so let me just, vinculin. It's VINCULIN. Okay, that's a protein, and it's in this MMC, this migrating motor complex, all right, which is around where that ileocecal valve is. So it's a nerve plexus, and basically the vinculin, the protein, is attacked by toxins. There's all different reasons why people get SIBO. It could be anything from, you had a cavication, you had your wisdom teeth out, and there's bacteria lying underneath there. You don't have any pain, but basically some of that bacteria can travel to the gut. Not at the time, it can be 20 years later, all right? It can be from amalgam fillings. So mercury is just leaking through the body. That can cause, SIBO. You can go get food poisoning, and that can cause your SIBO. So there's lots of different, and I talked about that in the last video. So, and a lot of this is from Dr. Daniel Pompa as well. So if you don't already have liked his page, like his page, he did a whole series on bloating and gut health and all that stuff. So I'm taking some of that information and understanding this stuff for me for the first time to clean up my own gut, and I want to share it with you guys. So, so basically, you start to get this autoimmune condition, right? When these antibodies come in, they start attacking that nerve plexus. And so bacteria starts to back up, and instead of your body being able to release food particles, you start to get that bloating feeling. You're not able to go to the bathroom, blah, 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 blah. So this IBSSure test is going to test you. Here's the thing that's great, because they're going to test you for these antibodies. That's going to show you if you have an autoimmune condition. So for some of us that have cleaned up our diet and we've done all the things we can to heal and fix that, and literally nothing's working, like I've done, 25 years, okay? So at first, you're just slowly trying to do new things and testing things out. Sometimes I would feel better for a little bit, but then it would never stick. And that was what was really strange, especially as I got into my late 20s or in 30s, and I was eating, all kinds of vegetables. In fact, I was a lot of raw vegetables, probably in my 30s, and then I didn't really feel that good doing that, so I started cooking some of them. So I've done all kinds of stuff, and nothing ever worked. So, but I think part of it is that the research wasn't there. A lot of people really didn't know what was out there. like they do now. So there's, science is always changing. We're always getting more information. Something that we knew 10 years ago, now we're like, okay, hold on. That's why you see studies like, okay, this is bad, this is good. Do this diet, don't do this. There's all kinds of different things. One size fits one. Diet variation, I think, is the answer. Never allowing yourself to, the same thing with even if you're a whole food plant-based person, sometimes we get in these ruts, right? We eat the same thing every single day. That's not always good for your gut microbiome. So always trying to get new things into your body. I know it takes more effort, but it's definitely worth your gut health. So IBSSure test, that's the one. It's on Vibrant Wellness. Now here's the things really quickly, because I have a client coming that I've done before. So if you're in a place where you're still eating the standard American diet and you're just like, I need to transition some things, and start eating a whole food lifestyle and all that stuff, take a look at starting to change your diet a little bit, right? I'm a nutrition coach. You need help, private message me. Or if you have a nutrition coach in your area, find one there. I do online stuff if you need me to, if you're out of state. But regardless, just, you guys know what's good and bad, right? Like nobody ever calls me to say like, Tracy, can I eat the broccoli? But they'll show me a box of vegan potato chips and say, well, this should be good, right? Or plant-based milk. No, that's marketing. It's all marketing. So don't buy into that stuff. We know what is good and we know what is bad. All of us have that knowledge. So the knowledge isn't the problem. Execution of the knowledge is the problem. That's where we sit. I'm not motivated. I don't know what to do. You know what to do. You just need to stop eating crap and start eating good food. Okay, so that's the first thing. All right. If you're like, well, maybe I do have sensitivities. Here's a couple of things that I did. There's something called Genova Diagnostics. It was an IG food antibody assessment, and they literally went through, this was a blood test. And so they show you on this chart, and you can kind of see a little bit, that it will show you like the green areas, the red areas, that it's showing that there's antibodies that are built up. It also shows in here like a rotation diet schedule. So those are some things that I've done in the past. Again, I don't think food avoidance is the issue. Once you've cleaned up your diet and you've tried all kinds of stuff and you're going, I'm still not healthy. I still don't feel well. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So that was one thing. The other one was a comprehensive digestive stool analysis. And I did this for my boys as well because they had some issues of, sorry, I had a phone call. Tristan had a lot of allergies and Ryan always had gut issues. So you do a digestive stool analysis. And so there's all different things out there that you can do. In fact, I think my Plant Chick friends, they offer something that you could get on their website and test your poop. You just test your poop and you send it over to them after you do what you need to do, and then they can tell you what they see in there. They talk about things like your digestive health, your metabolic markers, what else? Bacteria, the beneficial bacteria that's in there, and if you need a probiotic and things like that. Now, I started taking probiotics, but what I've learned is that probiotics with people with SIBO can be a negative thing. So you have to have the right probiotics, not antibiotics, the right probiotics for your body. Because people with SIBO, you have an imbalance and you have an overgrowth of bacteria. So you don't, even if it's beneficial, you may be actually adding to the problem. It's probably what I was doing, not knowingly, right? I mean, I was doing barley greens, I was doing stuff like the probiotics from Claire Labs, all that stuff. So we hear something, we think, okay, I'm gonna do this is good for me, and then we end up making ourselves sicker. So again, clean up your diet first, and then you can maybe try some of those tests just to see. But if you get to the point where nothing is working, maybe you've done low FODMAP, maybe you've gone to a GI, you've tried everything and nothing is working, IBSSure, find out if it's autoimmune. That way you'll know. and then your strategy can be different. And I will share with you my strategy on another video. The last test I did was the Alcat test. Okay, a lot of people have asked me about this. They also will give you a rotation diet. It'll show you on these tests like your severe intolerances, moderate, mild, and then the things that are okay with you. So, you know, at the time when I did this, it's funny, so there was things like barley, cantaloupe, cucumber, I ate all the time, spinach, tuna, all kinds of stuff. So you can do this, do the rotation diet, which I did for like 3 to 6 months, and get retested. And a lot of times you'll see these things changed. I was that person that made the same things all the time, and I ate the same things all the time because I really, truly eat to live. I don't live to eat, so it wasn't a big deal for me, but I started rotating my food a little bit. They give you also, this was really interesting because I had my mold consultation, and I'll talk about that probably next week. It shows you your chemical sensitivities and your mold sensitivities. So funny, because one of the moderate ones was this alternaria, which is in my house in a couple different rooms, and so and that was a moderate reaction I had to it. So it kind of gives you some of that, so that can help you too, like just to see, you know, how's your house, you know, do you have mold in your house? There's ways to get it tested. Immunetics is what I did, and I also put a water filtration system in there. So guys, it's not always about the products we use. Yes, you got to clean up your products for your hair, for your skin, for the chemicals you use, and the food that you put in your mouth. But sometimes it's even deeper than that, and it's getting a water filtration system and all that stuff. So those are the things I wanted to talk about, and my client is here. Hello, Jessica. So those are some of the tests I did, and IBSSure is the test that you probably want to look into if you have all those gut health issues and you've tried everything. That will tell you if you have autoimmune disease. All right, so the next video I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing to fix my SIBO. All right, have a good day, guys.